Margaret, if I start with you, if you don't mind. First of all, to thank you for your bravery in coming forward. I'm sure it's been a very painful journey for you. Your experience of the Garda investigation into your complaint, and secondly, how is life for you at this point in time?
So your first question of the Garda investigation, at the very beginning when I got a barn order, and in the immediate aftermath to that, my life was made absolutely hell in the organisation. I was intimidated in many ways. I had my pay stopped, transfers cancelled. I had unauthorised welfare checks carried out on my children. I had local guards being dispatched to go to my home house to see where I was, that there was missing reports being lodged in Dublin about me. I decided I couldn't take this any further. I was getting threats on my life at this point, and I met with a ranking officer, and I showed them all of the evidence that I had, with everything that you could imagine that would be put in a file, with a view to going forward and making there being a criminal investigation. Within days of me handing over all of that evidence, a direct threat was put on my life. He had been taken aside and shown everything, and more or less told to get his ducks in order and what I had on him. So I ended up having to write my own statement and email it directly to the Garda Commissioner's office. Within days of that, an investigation team did come to my home and they carried out an investigation. And you know, we see bravery awards every single year for guards who go above and beyond their call of duty, but there's also a lot of bravery in doing your job when the odds are stacked against you. They had to do that investigation in secrecy. And I know that as much as I was very, very disappointed and extremely insulted by the plea deal that was made with the DPP's office, they had to absorb that as much as I did. The case was before the courts 58 times over a 6-year period, and throughout that process, he was granted full legal aid. After he was formally interviewed for the charges that went forward to being threats to kill, after that interview, and while the file was being prepared for the DPP's office, he was promoted and given a state-issued firearm by the organisation. And it was really hard for me at that time, because it's really, really difficult to go forward with a criminal investigation, particularly when you're a member of An Garda Síochána yourself. And knowing the odds were already stacked against me, because the majority of my colleagues would have at that time distanced themselves from me, and I was very much viewed as the problem. And to see that on one hand he was being charged with threatening to kill me, but on the other hand the same organisation that's tasked with the protection of life was also promoting him, rewarding him and allowing him to flourish within their system. With regards to life, since I've done this, I got asked this on prime time, if I had my time back again, would I do what I'd done and come forward? And it's like there's a very small margin between yes and no in my answer there. But I will always go with yes, because no matter what I had to face and all of the hurdles that I have gone through within An Garda Síochána, within the court system, within the family law court system, it has still been easier than being in that relationship. Right now, I'm in a very happy place. I'm a very happy person. I'm very content with my life. But don't underestimate the amount of trauma that this has caused me. I today have myself completely emotionally detached so that I can articulate my experience in the hope that no one else will have to go through what I have gone through. And this affects me and all of my wider family, because only 3 nights ago, my sister texted me in the middle of the night that she woke up having had a nightmare about him and the guards' response to him. So members of my wider family are still going through post-traumatic stress because of what has happened in this case.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you for watching. Please like and share.